you guys, Brian Paul sitting here in VR as always. We're playing Tekken 7. So I don't know if you guys are Tekken fans, if you're fighting fans. I spent a lot of time on the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 playing Tekken 2, Tekken 3, and Tekken Tag was the first game I ever got for my PlayStation 2. My brother bought that for me. He actually bought me my PlayStation 2. So I've got a good history with Tekken, but it's been a long time. I'm definitely a lapsed Tekken player. Saying that I even know what I'm doing, it would be stretching things. The controls feel like I remember them, but being able to do combos and stuff, yeah, I'm not the guy to talk to about that. It's pretty impressive though. So here's the deal. This game just came out, I believe, on Friday, and ever since the game was announced, they were saying, "Hey, it's got a VR mode." It's like, that's great. I'd love to play Tekken 7 in VR because, as we all know, VR makes everything better. Now, the problem with that statement here is that it doesn't pertain to this at all. It doesn't pertain to Tekken 7 because, man, I hate saying this, but there's nothing redeeming here. There's no reason to buy this game. And let me explain that just real quick here. Tekken 7 is a great fighting game. From what I've played so far and outside of VR, it is pretty fantastic. You know, select your characters and you go through and you do all the fights and you gain money and you build, customize your character and you build them up and you get to dress them up and do whatever you want. Different outfits. It's a great game and it's pretty robust. There's a lot to do in the non-VR version. And then you click the VR mode. Now, the VR mode brings you to a screen where you select your character. Again, it's been a while since I played Tekken, so all I did was I picked the two cutest characters I could find. These two are adorable, and I don't even know their names, to be honest with you. These are new characters for me, so that probably will tell you how long I've been away from the franchise for. So, what's the deal? What's the VR mode include? Well, it includes this. You select your character, you select another character, and then it drops you into this arena. Beautiful, right? I mean, even when you jump, the water splashes. It's very nice, very, very serene, cool looking environment. This is the only VR environment. This is it. There's no other environment to play in VR. Also, you might notice nothing's happening. She's bouncing in place, which, I mean, let's be honest, we could probably watch all day. But I don't know. There's just nothing else here. Let me try to put this in perspective. This is a practice mode. VR is a practice mode. There are no life bars above us, right? I can go into the mode selection screen and pick versus CPU, and then suddenly I'll be playing an actual fight, right? This is an actual fight now. But here's the problem. Still no life bars, which means I can't lose this fight and I can't win this fight. So there is no other fight after this. If I want to play as a different character or play against another character, I have to go back to the character select screen. This is a practice mode. You can change the camera angle. You can raise it. See, with the right analog stick, there are 3 levels of height, and then 3 positions where you can put the camera for your fight. But again, no life bars, no way to win, no way to go on to the next fight. So even though you can play all the characters seemingly in VR, you only get to practice with them. So what's good about this? Well, you can hit R1, and it goes into slow motion. So, pretty epic, right? Pretty cool looking. But the novelty wears off so fast. There's not a lot to like here. 10 minutes after you start playing the VR mode, you'll want to stop playing the VR mode and get back to the real game. You're not progressing here. You're not doing anything. You're not adding to your your rank. I mean, how much fun is this? How could this possibly be? There is one other thing to do in VR. You can, as you play through the real game and you customize your characters and you build them up and you give them little accessories and outfits and stuff. You can go into VR and look at your character in VR. Um, it sounds pervy. It's probably a little pervy. It's I don't know. It is whatever you make of it. But there's not much here. I feel like Namco only added this. It's strange. Like if you have all these characters rendered in VR, right? Then why not just make a VR game? Why not give us something to do in VR? I mean, like just a few extra environments would give us a reason to play through. Uh, just add a life bar. Like I don't think we're asking for too much. I bought this game, full $60, digital download, um, and I was expecting to be able to act at least, if nothing else. I didn't think it was going to be a full-featured VR mode, but I did think I was going to at least be able to play through some kind of progression. Fight one character, and then fight another character, and fight another character. There's nowhere on the store does it say, "Hey Brian, the VR mode is only this practice thing." So, that's it. If you This is a great fighting game. If you already were going to buy Tekken 7, then awesome. This is a bonus. But if you weren't planning, if you were only going to buy Tekken 7 because it had a VR mode, then don't. I mean, based on my recommendation, don't, because this is all you get. This is not worthy of your $60. It's endlessly frustrating because it just proves that Namco doesn't have any faith or any belief in VR. It's just too bad, unfortunately. I feel like they just threw this together to deliver on what they promised, a VR mode. But it's barely that. It reminds me so much of Motor Racer 4, which, again, a full-featured racing game with a pretty lackluster VR component. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I guess this is my warning. I wanted to do a review, but there's nothing to say. There's no review here. There's nothing to review. There's no life bars. There's no way to end this fight. It's really disappointing. So that's it, guys. I wanted to throw that out there before I took off for work. So I wish it was better news. Luckily, the game itself is pretty fantastic. The VR mode, you're looking at it. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all.